Hi everyone, it's Connie with another update. Today is November 14th, I believe, Friday. Let's see, where do I begin? Thank goodness for the beautiful weather. So different from what we had last week, and my one of my fears is now that when it snows, like who's going to shovel, because I don't have the energy. But my good neighbor down the street came, and he shoveled my sidewalks in the front and in the back. So again, very grateful. So I've been really feeling really great because I have been off the medication called Lynparza. I haven't had any nausea for the last 2 weeks, which is great. My shortness of breath has gotten so much better. 2 weeks ago, my shortness of breath was so bad I couldn't even get out of bed because I was just short of breath. I couldn't, with every movement, I was struggling. And so the doctor, my oncologist, the last time I saw her, told me to take a break from the medication. And so that I did. And I thought I was going to get better right away, but it didn't happen. It took almost about 2 weeks. And then I started to feel really good last week. And so I was able to do much. I had a cousin visit from California, so I got to spend some time with her, so it was really nice. And because I was feeling better, I was able to do more, so which was very great, and I was so thankful to the Lord. My appetite's been up and down, and today I'm like wondering what am I going to eat. I had 2 pieces of toast and some fruit, but I want to eat something yummy. I still don't know what that yummy is though, so I still struggle with food, and I just keep telling people, don't ask me what I want to eat, just pick a restaurant and I will go and pick something from that place. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm drinking the Ensure Protein Max to get some protein in, because I don't want to eat red meat. The thought of red meat just kind of makes me feel nauseous. As I said, eggs has still been, it's still hard to eat that, but I am eating. So I just had my treatment this week on Friday. I went for my usual blood work, and the person who stuck me, I think, hit a nerve. And so I'm continuing to have some issues with my arm. There's like pain in my arm. So I did report the incident, and I said I don't want to have that person ever again, because this is not the first time I had an issue with this person. So that's what happened. And as I said, I saw the oncologist on Tuesday, and my hemoglobin is down again. And so I don't know why. I think it just seems this chronic illness. So maybe, and my ferritin was high, so I'm waiting for the doctor to get back to me about what that's about, because we were testing if I was low in iron, but it seems like I'm okay. So this body, I just can't figure it out. But I'm really glad that I feel better. And so she told me I need to go back on the medication on a lower dose. I was taking 600 a day, 600 milligrams a day. But now I think we're going to do it for 500. And honestly, I'm not looking forward to going back, taking the medication. If I'm going to experience that all over again with the nausea and just not feeling so great. Anyway, but one of the things that she kept saying is like, honey, you need to take this medicine because the cancer is going to come back. And she said 80%. And I was like, well, no, I believe I'm healed by God. So she was very strong in her stance that I should get back to it. So, I mean, I will, but I truly believe that God has healed me. But when she said 80%, and I was like, huh. And I know of someone in Michigan, and the cancer came back, so now she's in treatment again. And yesterday I was watching a documentary about this missionary woman in in Japan, and she's a single woman, and she too was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, but it didn't say what stage she was in. So she had gone through treatment and surgery as well, and she was getting ready to die. She was preparing herself to die, and she was just, as because she was alone and because she was single, and there was no family around her as she was living abroad, and she just was sharing her sadness, and I was reflecting upon my own journey as I got diagnosed last year. And I have to say, I didn't really think about dying at that point. I think if I did die, I was okay with it. But, there was one day I said, Lord, but my mom, I can't die before my mom. And there was only one time when I asked the Lord, why do I have cancer? But again, that was a brief moment. So I feel like when I kind of look back my journey, it's been really positive, and I think I remained in good spirits. I really have, and I was really grateful to the Lord. But when the doctor said 80% that would come back, I had a moment of, oh, what if it does come back? But again, I trust the Lord that, He has healed me, and I'm good to go. But again, this woman, she had a lot of support through her neighbors, and I just felt the same, because that was such a great encouragement to her and for me as well, as I was going through. And so many of you flooded me with cards and phone calls and gifts, and again, I think it was a moment for me to realize just the love, and I didn't know I was so loved, and also helped me realize God's love most of all. And there was always this doubt, like I'm not really that lovable. So that was a journey, and unfortunately, I think my positiveness or whatever just was tested, I think, in July until maybe October, because just feeling sick every day was just really hard, it was hard, and I feel like I'm coming back to myself again. And as you see, I have more hair than I used to, so I was getting really used to my baldness, and now that I have it, it feels different. Everyone says I look very chic. I'm not chic, and I know people have good intentions when they say that, but it's still it's just hard to see myself. It's just hard to see myself this way. I would love to diet, but I don't want to use chemicals. So we're thinking maybe Kool-Aid. So I'm going to ask my niece for advice, because I know she used to do that when she was in high school. And so that's that. I am ready to come back to work, but unfortunately, I don't think I have a job to go back to as I thought I would. So the conversation is at a stall. So I'm asking the Lord to direct my next path, because Pain Cobra is very expensive, and disability, can't cover everything. So, but I'm ready to come back to work and do something, because I think I'm strong enough, and I know myself that I hope I don't overexert myself, but that if I get tired, I need to rest. So yesterday I was up and about, and I came home and I didn't know how tired I was, but I guess I was, because I took a nap, and I haven't taken a nap in a long time. But thankfully, again, with this maintenance chemo, I don't have a lot of reactions, so I'm very thankful for that. But just pray that I won't have a lot of side effects going back on the medication. I don't know when it's going to come. Hopefully it'll come this week. This week is almost over. Next week, so that I could start on it. But again, if you would join in prayer that with a lower dosage, maybe that I won't have so much problems, and just pray my hemoglobin goes up. and just my body would just heal and get better. I am exercising every day, like doing a 30-minute walk, twice a day if I can. If not, I'm on the elliptical at home. So I'm really trying to be more mobile, and so I would appreciate your prayers. And I'm ready to go back to church too. So I went to church in person the last 2 Sundays, and it was just great to worship. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to do that. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to my church, which is in Arlington Heights. We'll see. But I just feel like a little normalcy is coming back into my life. So that's good. And just so grateful for this journey. And I keep thinking back, last year and how sick I was. And here I am. Much better, and thanks to your prayers and your support, and most of all to the Lord, who found it his will that to bring me healing. And the other day I was just singing a song, I've known a miracle. I just made it up. I've known a miracle through the Lord. And again, I said this before, I don't know why he chose to heal me, but he did. And I know healing doesn't come often and all the time. So I want to be thankful. I want to give praise to the Lord for his goodness. So, and I pray that for you too, that you would know the goodness of the Lord, that you would know his faithfulness towards you, that he's a father who so patiently wants to have us in his life, to commune with us, to be our companion, and to walk with us. So I hope you know that joy today. So blessings, and have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.